Cavalier has gone from being absolutely everywhere to, well, almost nowhere. Most were driven by sales reps into the ground whose transport managers recognised value and reliability. And it was a tough market. The Mark III was initially up against the Ford Sierra.
I personally, I'll stick my chin out a bit here now, and this is a bit unlike me. I personally believe this model of Cavalier to be a better vehicle than the Sierra. So early on, Mark I's, Mark II Cavaliers couldn't live with a Cortina. After that and the improvements that came with this car, I don't think a Sierra could live with this. But look at that, never been on. Never been on. You can see it's never been on because nuts have never marked the wheel. Sounds a pound underneath here. So you're halfway there, aren't you? You know it's going to be right. At 52,000 miles, what can be wrong with it? It's great. Just wants presenting to the highest standard. So it wants a right good tons.
Also known as a clean, which shouldn't be too much bother.
592, the Cavalier. We used to sell these like, I mean, hotcakes, but they were a good car.
It's worth a couple of grand, then, isn't it?
£1,100 on my right, 1,100. £1,100. 14, 1,500, just gone at 15. 15's gone, 16 has gone. She's got a bit of momentum now, 16, 17. At 1,700.
£2 grand, stopping at £2 grand.
£1,700 on sale at 17, going once, twice, third and last time at 17 and sold. Yes. The Bankers and Cash team, I believe.
A future classic, bought for a very reasonable price, but we thought we might take it on a slight detour before the bills start.
It is quite loud, isn't it?
It's very loud.
That's not a Vauxhall.
That's not.
So everybody's here?
Yes. And later on, there'll be a jet car as well.
There'll be what?
A jet car.
Oh, good. Neil, it doesn't matter whether you're in the top-of-the-range VXR or you're in a, I don't know, let's say a 1.8 Cavalier.
No, not at all. If you've got a 1.8 Cavalier, you're more than welcome to attend.
Excellent. So here we are at the Santa Pod Raceway for the Vauxhall show, broadening our horizons.
Really, it's the power that you can get for the money, I'll be honest. You're not going to get many cars, 400 or 500 brake horsepower for a few £1,000, really.
She's on air ride. You can see that it's got a bit of a sound system in it as well.
Ours has a cassette player and is entirely bog standard.
Oh, it's got a passenger airbag in the dash, that's quite rare.
Is it?
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a classic before.
Initial impressions are it's tidy. It needs some detailing work.
I'd say the interior's in pretty good condition.
So, yeah, it's perfect.
Sorry, it's perfect.
It's perfect for a starting point, yes.
Well, that's all very positive. Let's see what Kel Muirs and his team at the Classic Car Workshop near Darlington think.
Vauxhall Cavalier.
Oh, it's right up Will Street. Hey, I've got to say, it doesn't look bad, does it?
It's a Vauxhall, it must be rotten somewhere.
Did it come standard with only just 3 mats?
Is that the only thing you found wrong with it?
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like from up to now, right, it's the sill, sort the chair out, and maybe see if we can search the internet for an extra mat.
Because all this seems a bit too good to be true, Kelly's taking it for a quick test drive.
Oh, this drives better than my car. It's really smooth. Yeah. Quiet and all.
To the untrained ear, all seems well. But Will knows a thing or two about the Vauxhall Cavalier.
Right. You put the clutch in, it's winding, but you let it out. Yeah, the noise is going. So that tiny little noise? Yeah. There's a release bearing for the clutch.
So it looks like we should get it up on the ramp. Better safe than sorry.
Quite impressed. He's actually bought a decent car for a change.
Oh no. How much have you paid for it?
I say 500 quid.
Because for something this good, you got to pay for it.
OK, so I'll tell you, we've got this for the bargain price of 1,700 quid.
Really?
That's not bad, that.
Wow.
On closer inspection, there is a little bit to do. But this car is nearly 30 years old, so it's to be expected.
Right, out of all the cars that have been in, I'm going to be honest, and that one drives, well, it's been the best car I've driven in here. Not the best car I've ever driven, just the ones that come in here. That drives like a brand new car. It's I can't say it's a thing of beauty.
Just outside Darlington, our well-loved 1995 Vauxhall is undergoing some light maintenance. Will, our Cavalier specialist, is Director of Operations.
At least it's coming apart easy enough.
George is fully committed.
Have you done one of these before?
Never.
You're a fan of Vauxhall, aren't you?
No.
They're replacing a worn-out clutch release bearing.
That's the release bearing, that's what's making the slight little noise when you let the clutch out.
All of that to get at that?
So we spent what, a good hour taking nuts and bolts and bits off just to get that. But while that's out, we're going to replace the clutch plate as well.
One of those jobs that might as well be done for very little extra cost. The bearing and plates are part of the clutch, which smoothly transfers power from the engine to the wheels. When you press the clutch pedal, it disengages the engine from the transmission, allowing you to change gears. As you release the pedal, the clutch plates come together using a spring, reconnecting the engine's power to the wheels. This seamless process lets you accelerate or decelerate and allows you to come to a stop without stalling. Kelly's having a look at the back of the driver's seat where the upholstery seems to have come apart.
I mean, I thought it was like that clicks into that, and then it sort of like clicks onto the back of the chair here. But when I'm looking at that one, you can't see the plastic bit. Like it fits like that. No. Take it out, it's easier.
The clutch plate and bearing have been replaced, so it's time to check the gears.
Just sit on the floor and start the car up and put it through the gears.
Well, and check, make sure the speed all works.
It's all go, really. Never stop.
It's a good job you took that seat out.
Isn't it? Right, first, go on the first, second, third.
Looks like the gears are in order. Now, back to the upholstery.
I'll go with that. That tucks into that.
Is upholstery one of your specialties?
No, it's the thing I hate the most.
That rolly bit. That rolly bit wants to be like up here.
Are we supposed to just cut bits off?
Yeah, it says that in the manual.
Slot that bit in there first, like that, yeah. Yeah, you see the thing there?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Then give it a little gentle tap.
But would you look at that? As simple as that.
So it took 2 hours to change the clutch and
2 hours to
5
do.
hours to change the back of the, put the back of the seat exactly as it was before.
It seems that way, yes.
Now onto something a little more straightforward. Donnie's going to repair the hole in the sill.
This is what you always find inside a car. This is the main reason why they rust. Because all the crap just builds up, gets wet. You see how there's another sheet of metal in there? It's either a jacking point or something, or just an inner sill, but it's a strengthening point and it's not attached anymore.
So this and all the rust will have to be cut out before any repairs can be made.
Right, let's see what drops to bits. Yay! There we go, she's off. Seems quite solid. I mean, there is rust there, but been repaired before. They haven't took all the rust out, so it's just carried on rusting. Where they've put their patch on, their patch is still there, but everything around it's pretty much disappeared.
So to stop that happening again, Don makes sure that the only metal left is solid, and then begins to repair the inner sill. But there's a problem with the outer sill.
This sill is designed to just go straight over the top of the old one. You don't have to cut anything out. That's not what we wanted. We wanted to go back to original. We didn't want no oversills.
So essentially, it's too big.
Yeah.
Time to inform the financial director.
What?
It's an oversill.
Oh. Story of my life for this one. Right, we'll.
I'll see what I can do. We'll make it work.
And with a little bit of metalwork magic, Don has made it work.
So we've made a few adjustments here and there, so it doesn't line up perfectly, but the parts that you can see will look right. Bit of weld here and there, I think that's pretty good.
In North Yorkshire, our Vauxhall Cavalier 1.8i Classic is also ready for duty.
We've done everything that it needed doing to it. We've done the sill, new exhaust, a bit of welding on the back, we've sorted the seat out.
And we've got new springs on as well.
Oh yeah, new back springs. Is there anything else? Decoded the radio.
It's fair to say they haven't left a stone unturned, so all it needs now is a right good tonsing.
I assume, Kel, that you're being very professional about this, because I don't want a cavalier attitude towards it. See what I did?
Oh, did he? I'm going to just carry on with the other side then.
Woody? Yeah? What do you think of it?
It does drive well.
It does drive well, doesn't it?
It does drive well. It's very smooth.
Go on, Kel, what do you think when the hammer comes down there?
I'm going to say 3.5.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Excellent.
It's going to make more than you paid for it.
Drives really well, though, doesn't it?
Oh, it drives very nice, yes.
It's the only thing it's got going for it.
It is the only thing it's got going for it, yeah.
Vauxhall shifted 1.8 million Cavaliers, but have we hit our targets? The original purchase price, including tax and commission, was £1,904. Parts and materials, £438. And labour cost another £1,262, bringing the total to a modest £3,604. Back at Mathewson's, and Paul is loving our work.
I rate these old Cavaliers. I think they're a brilliant old car, and it's come back looking lovely, isn't she? Absolutely great.
He's impressed with the sill.
Might have matched it in nice, haven't they? Gone in well.
And not one, but all 4 mats have been replaced.
Oh, no expense spared.
Why would anyone expect anything less?
How's our new clutch?
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, no problem. It drives really, really well. When did you last see a Cavalier on the road? You don't see them. You do not see them. They've all gone. They're all worked to death, rotted away. Used and abused, left outside most of their life. There weren't many that would be nurtured. They were just the car.
A timely reminder that we're here providing a public service, keeping classic cars on the road for years to come.
291 is a favourite of mine, the Cavalier. I've had some of these lovely cars. So where are we going to be on that? You tell me. £2,000 and away. At £2,000 we've got.
That's it. That's it.
At 2-1. At 2-2. 2-3.
Oh, this is good.
It's much for all.
£2,800. £2,900. £3,000.
Right, we're 500 quid off from making proper profit.
Are we all done? Fair warning. At £3,100 on the Vauxhall Cavalier. Sold, £3,100. Well done, Graham.
Not quite as much as we'd hoped, but it's gone to a good home.
Pleased with it? Are you pleased with it? It's your first car.
Graham Bethel has bought our Cavalier for his youngest son, Jack, who's about to learn to drive.
So it's your first car then, Jack?
Apparently so, yeah.
All right.
We were buying a Golf GTI. That's what we were going to buy. And then we saw this, and
You put a bid on it, and then we all sort of had a look at it, and we thought, do you know what? We've won it now, so that's it. Away we go, yeah.
It's like a saloon family car, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely get all the family in there and, you know, drive off to the seaside.
I'm presuming at 16 you don't have a family yet?
No, not yet, no.
Always good to be prepared, though.
We still actually bought the Golf as well.
Not to mention a tractor to add to their collection.
We've got a few of the little bits and pieces. I don't know, I think we just try and get it out and about, you know, show it and stuff like that, let people have a look around it.
Seems like our Cavalier couldn't have found better owners.
But no, this is taxed, insured, and this is getting some petrol in around the corner, and it's been driven home.
Yeah, we're going to drive it back.
147 miles to the door, so...
Perfect. That's exactly what the Cavalier was born to do.